Welcome back to the channel. We are going to do a real estate market update for the luxury real estate here in Denver, Colorado. And in today's video, we're going to go down the statistical data market trends more specifically. If you guys have questions, please drop them in the comments, or you can reach out to me directly, 303-332-1108. And I'd be happy to look into your property in specific if you are indeed a property owner here in Colorado looking to sell your property. Maybe if it's on the market, I can't help. That's sign crossing. But if you're looking to sell, you want some insight guidance, let me know. If you're looking to buy, this is a great video for you to understand the landscape here in Colorado. Without further ado, guys, let's dive in and get into market trends. Hopefully you guys can see this. I tried to do another software to make things a little bit more, but today we're going to look at data from my friend Megan Aller. Guys, if there's anyone that you should be looking at their information in regard to market trends and what's happening in Colorado real estate, it's Megan Aller, period. So we've got all her charts and data here, and we're going to look specifically at her market trends for the price point $1 million to 1.5, and then we'll go to 1.5 to 2 million. This is 76% of the market. So of the homes available that are active listings, pending or closed, this makes up 7.6% of the market. So what we want to dive into here, statistics. So I'm not going to go through one of these items, but I do want to give you insight on what I think is going to be most beneficial to you to understand. So if we look at this, we're going to look at current data, week over week percentage change, and then 1 year ago, so year to date percentage change. So if we look at coming soon, week over week, it's 133% increase. Why? Well, we just got done, through the Thanksgiving holiday before Christmas. People are rushing to get their listings on before the new year. Average December 18th, we're doing this video, week over week. And there's also a big increase from 1 year ago. You have 10 listings that are back on market, meaning they went under contract. Now they're available again. 400% increase year over year. That's incredible. Expired listings, we have 55 withdrawn. These are both people taking their home off the market. We have a significant increase, and this is good. This is good for you sellers. Buyers, not necessarily a good thing, but for sellers, this is great. It means there's less inventory on the market for buyers to choose from, therefore making it more competitive for your listing. As far as pending homes go, we had a significant increase in pending homes week over week and year to date. And then closed homes, we have a slight increase year over year to 25% at 39. Now, some of the more insightful data pieces from my perspective are going to be what I'm going to get into now. I'm going to switch over here just real quick, check comments. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below. I would love to know what you guys are interested in hearing. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into some of the more insightful market data and insights. Odds of selling. So this is your odds of selling in a 30-day time period. It's 28.7%. Likely you know this. If you're watching this video, you've been interested in market data. You've probably done some Googling, some research, and the market's overall just a little bit slow. If we go back to the heat of the market, 2021, 2020, we were dancing around 70 to 80% odds of selling within 30 days. We fell quite a bit when interest rates increased. And then the market overall has just slowed since 2022, 23, and 24. And we're starting to kind of get this new trend and balance here of, it's your odds of selling are going to increase going into spring. And then they're going to kind of taper off May, June, going all the way to their lowest point, which is typically in that December time period. And then you're going to see the market restart come January. Now you can see a little bit of a decline in 2024. And a lot of that is due to inventory increases. But in general, overall odds of selling in 30 days or less is 28.7%. Now, in regard to a balanced market, we've been accustomed to really over the last 10 years, A seller's market, a really, really hot seller's market, aside from, end of 2022 to 23 and then 24. It's been more of a balanced market. But what we're looking at here is we're saying, okay, what market are we in? A seller's market, a balanced market, or buyer's market? And as of now, to achieve a balanced market, we'd need 1,600 listings. We only have 600 listings. Now, relative to Denver's market, this is a balanced market. You've got 646. In order to achieve a balanced market, which is essentially 6 months inventory, you'd need 1,600. But we're at 38.4% of balanced market. And just knowing how the market works, specifically here in Colorado, we've entered a balanced market. And by saying balance, I think there's equal benefits to sellers as there are buyers. So pros and cons kind of weigh out in a balanced market, to where buyers are going to have some benefits to the market, as are sellers, and the scales aren't necessarily tilting in favor of one direction or another. Now, this, guys, is one of the most important data pieces we could possibly get into from my perspective. And what we're looking at here is shows per listing. So for those of you looking to sell your house, this is the thermometer of the market, just like the thermometer for the weather. Like, this is it. This tells you in general how hot the market is, and more importantly, how quick you can expect to sell your home. For buyers, this gives you some leverage and insight as to what the seller is experiencing, to where you might be able to leverage that into your negotiations. Shows per listing per week per property is at 1.2. So this is saying if you go on the market, you should on average expect 1.2 showings per week. Obviously, you'd round that down. It's one showing per week. And then you divide that to how many showings it takes before going under contract, which is 18 in this price point. And you've got 18 weeks on the market, right? So you got 126 days, 4.2 months. That, my friends, to me is a bit of a balanced market. So in this price point, you can expect on average it to take 4 months to sell your home. Now, it contradicts this day on market stat right here, which is 41. But that's the nature of stats. You have to know how to decipher, okay, is it actually 41 days on market on average, or is it shows per listing? I think it depends on the specific market. Here's the thing in Denver real estate, and I think this is true for all markets, but you're really looking at a hyper local market. Can't make a general statement on the general Denver metro luxury market, because that just wouldn't do enough justice to what's actually happening in the real estate market in the luxury and non-luxury markets. What I mean by that is it's hyper local. So your specific house, the condition of it, and how you choose to price relative to that condition plays into how quick you will sell. What also plays into how quick you will sell is the street you live on, the neighborhood you live in, the city you live in. And that could be drastically different than the neighborhood a block away from you, right? Than the city that neighbors your city. The markets are just different. And so with that, I would put a little bit more weight into these numbers, the shows to contract, than I would days on market at 41. But if you're in the specific area that is hotter, that homes sell quicker, then you might experience a quicker days on market. Instead of 4 months, you're talking a month and a half. But that's for another video, or for us to dive into individually. Again, please feel free to leave a comment or just call me, text me, or email me. Number is 303-332-1108. Email is easy. Get this, Patrick@ColoradoHomeRealty.com, and we can dive into your specific scenario. This is just saying, of these homes listed in 1 mil to 1.5 mil, 45% of them decreased price, 2.4 increased, and then there's 52% of properties that made no change. However, for those that went under contract and sold, we're looking at about an average of 6.3% price reduction in order to achieve uh, pending status. Homes that were active on the market reduced their price by 6.3% before they went under contract. Now we get into 1.5 to 2 million, and this is 2.8% of the market. So, guys, data can really vary in this segment because we just don't have enough data. We don't have as much data as the other markets, but there is a pretty clear picture that we're going to get in here based on Megan Aller stats and same stuff. So we're going to do a review here. Coming soon, we have 3 coming soon. Average daily count is down week over week, slightly up year over year. 12 new listings hit the market last week. You see that increase just as you did in the million to 1.5. You got 6 back on market, which seems to be, again, I think this is kind of where the lower, the limitation in the amount of data we have, you kind of get these blanks here. But that's okay. There's still a clear picture here. Expireds and withdrawn were actually a decrease week over week, but an increase year over year. That's good news. Again, I will get to that, I promise. Week over week withdrawn, big increase, but a decrease year over year. Again, still positive signs here. I'll get to that shortly. Pending homes were at an increase. So we're having more pending homes, almost 50% more than we did last year and 41% more than we did last week. That's great news. 21 homes closed. We're seeing a 50% increase in closed homes in this price point year over year. I love to see that. That means the market is actually moving. Odds of selling, oddly, is higher than the lower price point of 1 to 1.5. You've got 29% balance. Fairly similar, a little bit more competitive actually. In I think you have a higher. Actually, hold on. Let's go take a look. I wanted to say that was 28%. No, 38% of balance, where we're at 29% of balance, meaning this market is a little bit more favorable to sellers based on this specific data point. Moving along, a little less showings per week. I mean, 0.3. What even is that? Is there a 0.9% showing? Does somebody just not finish their showing? I'm kidding here. You've got 1 showing per week on average that you can expect, and about 14 showings per contract. So this market is a little bit more quick to make decisions. It seems like these buyers are a little bit more serious in their search because they're only looking at 14 homes before putting something under contract, as opposed to 18 homes at 1 to 1.5 million. But I think the reason for that is because of inventory. There's just more to look at in a million to 1.5 than there is in this price point. And because of that, with them having more homes to look at, generally they're going to take advantage of that. And I think that's why you have a little bit more showings to contract. But doing the math, you can expect to be on market about 3 months. I think that number is actually a little bit higher, as you will see in days on market. 134 on average days on market. And I'm sorry, this is median days on market. So half of the homes are going under contract 134 plus days, half are going under contract but below 134 days. 75% of these homes decreased in price. Okay, so here's the picture, guys. More homes in this price range are decreasing before they go under contract, as opposed to the price point we just came from. And 18% are having no change. You have a more significant price reduction in this price point to get under contract than you did previously. And that is it for the 1 million to 2 million price points. I am, however, going to show you just real quick some market trends and charts. What you guys have all been waiting for, I know. So what we can look at here, this is a different viewpoint of data, but it is data. And what we're looking at is 900,000 to, let's go to 2.5 mil. Because this is a different data set, I can't follow along Megan Aller's guidelines. But what we want to do here is we want to look at average price per week. I just want to show you trends here. Okay, so if we look at just 2024, You see a bit of stabilization in pricing. We have up and down, up and down, up and down, but for the most part, we've stayed in between 1.25 to 1.3 for the most of the year, and we're looking like we're going to end just slightly above 1.3, showing that overall there was an increase in price from January to end of December. So we are in an appreciating market. But let's look at your average price per week for 2023, and we are above. We're at about 1.3 in week 50, and we were at 1.31. So we're $100,000 more trending at this point above pricing in 2023. We'll see where the end of the year takes us over these next couple of weeks. And as you can see, it looks like we peaked a little bit here in 2021 as compared to 2024. But again, we got to see this downtrend in pricing that typically occurs seasonally. And now we get to what I was telling you guys. When I said those listings were coming off the market and why that's good. Well, here's why that's good. And we're seeing the same trend line in this data set. The green line is 2024, and we're seeing less new listings, which is great because we had an incredible amount of inventory this year compared to previous years. You see this gap? We have that much more inventory than 2023, 2022, and of course 21 and 20. But we're not comparing to those because they're just different markets. So we need to close this gap a little bit so we can further bring back the supply and demand ratios that create a more competitive market for you sellers. Buyers, if you see this inventory line have a much more significant increase in inventory in 2024 than previous years, that means there's more options for you to look at. Generally speaking, that means the market is going to be a little bit slower unless we have a significant buyer demand to keep up with inventory. And so for sellers, you definitely want this trend line to go down. And so that's what we were seeing with new listings trending down. And they're trending down more significantly compared to 23 and 22, which is great. We want that because we had a surplus of inventory this year. As far as under contract by week, we really slowed down. Megan Aller's stats showed we picked up, but relative to these previous years, it's showing on this data trend line that we're slowing down in terms of how many homes went under contract. And then as far as how many homes have sold compared to 22 and 23, we are up just a little bit, which is good. That means there's more homes being sold this year than previous years. And I like to see that. I think we're getting back to, we're getting to a healthy and balanced market. For those of you in these price points, 1 to, what is it, 900 to 2.5 list to under contract. Guys, I have some really, really good news for you. If you could see these charts, it's almost identical except 2020. We're going to get rid of that. But the start of every year, week 1 in January, you have a significantly higher days on market than you do in week 22, 20. And what happens here is the market just heats up. And it's done it these past 4 years, almost the exact same trend lines. However, the market in 2023, because of increased inventory, market in 2024, because of increased inventory, you're seeing a little bit higher days on market, but in general, they fall quite drastically, and they likely will do the same in 2025, barring uncertainties. And what you see is your house is going to sell quicker for more money, typically going from January all the way until about that May-June timeline. And then you're going to see the market slow as it does typically every year. Now, what's interesting in your specific market in this price point is we're seeing a competitive days on market data point that is kind of below 2023 and just under 2022. That's good. That means your market is actually more competitive than if we look at all price points, right? So let's go look at all price points. Check this out. Your list to contract significantly higher here, right? This is saying when you put a sign in the yard to getting an under contract, it's taking 64 days. But in your price point, it was closer down here in 40, and it was actually competing with, if not below, both 2022 and 2023, kind of hinting at that there's some competitiveness going on in your market. So, guys, any questions you have, again, reach out to me directly. Feel free to drop a comment. Would love to look into your specific house, your specific neighborhood, because it will absolutely change the temperament of the market, and from neighborhood to neighborhood to city to city. Your stats, your data, what's happening in your specific market is going to be different than the general market at hand. We're starting to see these trends, and it no longer does justice making big blanket statements about the general market. I think it's important to know what's happening in general. But again, real estate here in Colorado is hyper local. So we do need to look into your specific area to give you the best insight as to market trends. Guys, thanks for joining. Again, Patrick Lorientu, Colorado Home Realty. I've been doing this game for going on 10 years. I would love nothing more to serve you, help you, answer questions, no obligation. Let's just set you up for success in making your either move to a new house in Colorado. Maybe you're moving from out of state. And for those of you who are looking to sell your home, these videos are going to set you up for success. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going live every Wednesday, and we are going to start adding things to the channel so that you guys get different market trends, different market insights, and ultimately know what you need to know to make smart real estate decisions. My contact information is going to be down in the chat, 303-332-1108. You can also reach me at my email, patrick@coloradohomerealty.com. Guys, I really want to hear back from you. Do we do more luxury real estate updates? Do we do the general market? Do we do a specific city, a specific neighborhood? I'm completely an open door to your ideas and would love some feedback so we can really start to cater some of this insight to what you guys, as my audience, my viewers, my fam, my team, and so that you guys are getting the insights and information that is most beneficial to you. Catch you on the next one. Cheers.